And he went on to explain to me, well, James, my father wanted me to become an employee and work in another company, a more established company, so that I can get the needed learning, training, exposure, and experience, so that I can become a better entrepreneur when I finally take over the family business. Now, this is a very powerful lesson because picking up from the earlier lessons, if we understand what goes on in the mind of the entrepreneur, the way they think, or what we call the entrepreneur mindset, then we can better understand why they behave the way they behave. And understanding their behavior will help us better understand why they enjoy certain results that most of us probably don't enjoy. Most people don't probably enjoy. And so it's important to understand the entrepreneur mindset so that we can appreciate better and eventually develop the behavior of the entrepreneur and eventually enjoy the results that they also enjoy. Let me share with you two experiences of mine that clearly illustrates what goes through the mind of the entrepreneur. The first experience is from a Chinese classmate of mine by the name of John Ong. John Ong comes from a Chinese family who owns many Chinese businesses. And as most of us know, Chinese families here in the Philippines would choose to be entrepreneurs rather than employees. They would choose to own their own businesses rather than become employed. And John Ong comes from one of those families. And so one time I came to him and I said, John, I guess you are very, very excited. You're graduating soon and you're excited to finally take over the family business. And he said to me, well, James, I am excited, but I cannot yet take over the family business. My father and I, according to him, had a heart-to-heart talk, and my father told me that I cannot take over the family business until I become employed. And that was a requirement. And I was so shocked because I was telling him, John, I thought you Chinese raised your kids to become entrepreneurs and not employees. And he went on to explain to me, well, James, my father wanted me to become an employee and work in another company, a more established company, so that I can get the needed learning, training, exposure, and experience, so that I can become a better entrepreneur when I finally take over the family business. Brothers and sisters, that's a very wonderful, powerful mindset of an entrepreneur. This entrepreneur father is teaching his son that employment is an excellent source of learning, training, and experience. Experience number two that illustrates what goes through the mind of the entrepreneur when it comes to the concept of employment is a story of one of our stake presidents here in the Philippines by the name of President Cunanan. When President Cunanan and Sister Cunanan first got married, they were very, very poor. They were telling me the story that they were really poor, and President Cunanan had a dream to someday own their own construction firm. But of course, the obvious problem and concern was, where will they get the capital? And Sister Cunanan said to him, you know, I'm excited about your dream, but where do we get the capital? Now, President Cunanan had a very simple formula, and he shared it to his wife, and he said, you know, I think my formula is we live every month using your salary, and all the salary that I receive from my employment, we put in an envelope, and we don't touch that. And this is what we will use to someday start our construction firm. Now, Sister Cunanan was not really excited about that, but, you know, she agreed. And so they started living using her salary to buy rice, water, milk, and everything that they need every month. And from his salary, they would put in this envelope. And after a few years, they visited the envelope and there was little money there. And President Konana got excited and said, now I can buy a small welding machine. Now I can buy some tools. And he got excited and said to his wife, now I can start my own repairs and maintenance business. Not yet a construction firm, but a repairs and maintenance business. And Sister Konanan was excited about that and said, wow, probably we will now live a more comfortable life. But President Konanan reminded her that the goal is a construction business. And so President Konanan insisted that they continue to live using her salary, and all the income that he will get from his small repairs and maintenance business would go back to the envelope. And so they decided to do that, and then years passed. They were able to buy bigger equipment and added to their equipment and got bigger projects. And finally, they were able to start their construction firm. Today, brothers and sisters, President Konana's construction firm is the #1 preferred firm, construction firm, one of the preferred construction firms of the #1 fast food chain in the Philippines. So every time this fast food chain would build another outlet, he was part of the top list of construction firms that they will get. And so today, President Konanan owns and runs a very successful construction firm. And he is teaching us from that experience another great entrepreneurial mindset. You see, in this entrepreneur's mind, his employment salary is an excellent source of capitalization. What a wonderful mindset towards employment.